What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. LA Mamba. It is Sunday, October 20, 2024. It is 8 a.m. before we open up the tire shop business. Hello, everybody. Just here working really hard. We're non-stop. Man, like yesterday was crazy busy. Had to close down the shop yesterday early because we just didn't have enough workers. So today we're good. We're gonna have enough workers today to handle whatever comes. But when you have just way too much work and you have like a little bit of workers and you're just too slow, it's not good for anybody. It's not good for you guys. You're getting beat, really tired, too slow for what the amount of cars there is. And it's not good for the customers. They're gonna be waiting, they're gonna be pissed. Are you guys done yet with that car? Just an example. And no one's gonna be happy. So when I notice it's about to happen, because I already know what's gonna happen with my own business, right? Like you've done it like your whole life, and you like, oh, but your car's gonna come in a little bit. Forget it. Just right away. I close up. I close the gates, finish up the cars that we have inside, and that's it. Go home. Just call it a day, man. Because like, you don't have enough workers to handle the volume of work that you got. And it's not a nice. By the way, I don't even got to need that money right there and then. Like you've been in the business so long, you have enough like things. You call it inventory. You have enough everything that you don't need that money to like continue to open the doors for the business. It will be a different story if you barely open up your shop and you need money really bad. Then at that point you're probably gonna have to go through the hell of doing that, of not closing and keeping the doors open and just taking a beating. You know what I mean? Like all these freaking cars everywhere, and then you're just like non-stop mounting, and you're still way too slow, way too slow, because there's just so much work. And it's like, man, people are gonna say whatever they're gonna say, whatever, man. Like, I need the money. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I don't gotta go through that. I mean, when I was starting out, yeah, fuck, man, I need the money. You know what I mean? Like, but when you're already a veteran, you don't gotta go through that. You have a choice, right? And yeah. So that was one of those days yesterday. It was just like one of those bad coincidence days where like your guys couldn't make it to work, just to start off with, 3 guys didn't make it to show up, and then whatever we had left, guys had to leave because of whatever reason, so it's all right. It is what it is. No, I'm not mad or nothing. It's just normal part of the business. You're gonna have days like that sometimes if you're in it long enough. So but it was crazy busy. Still made a good profit yesterday. Went home more early and rested. Even my guy rested. And another thing, if you go through that beating the next day, how do you think you're gonna feel, and how do you think your guy's gonna feel? And you're gonna go through it again the next day, right? Because normally when you have a ton of work one day, you have a ton of work the next day. So I expect today very busy, but I have a lot of guys to handle work today. So again, it's gonna be a very good day today too. So I'm happy about that. But I'll just walk around real quick. I finally got some tires in. Like I said last video, that my choke and grow ended, and I now have money to buy tires. So I ordered a whole bunch of tires, 500, and we're not nearly as done to like put them in their spot. They're just all over the place. We have enough room in the racks to not have them on the floor like this. This we just put them in their spot, like where the 15s go, the 15s go, the 17s go, the 17s go. But we don't put them by size yet. So we got a lot of work ahead of us to put in these tires in their correct place. And I filled all these racks up already with when there was like empty. A lot of the places were empty, so we just filled them all up. And you know, it's just normal work. But I'm happy that I finally get to rest from my choke and grow after 11 months of choke and grow. By the way, I wrote that as a goal last year. Every year I do my goals in December. I write them down and say, what is my goal for the next year? And the last goal I wrote, I believe it was the last one. Yeah, it was the last one. I wrote it. I have the biggest choke and grow of my life, which means it would be the biggest growth of my life to this point. And 2024 has been the biggest. I was thinking, dude, I'm not gonna be able to top 2023. That was a crazy ass year. I had massive growth in 2023, but this year I topped it, and it was because I wrote that goal. Longest choke and grow of my life. It was very hard, very tiring, and right now I feel like I'm resting. Like, oh, that, like, finally get to rest from like all these expenses. But it was built on purpose. If I didn't want all that extra stress, then I would have had it easy this year, and I wouldn't have not nearly the amount of growth that I had this year. But because I did that, man, I freaking grew like massively. And I'm talking about the real estate business mainly. Here at the business, here at the tire shop, it's really easy to keep it consistent if you have no outside big expenses. You just keep buying tires. But if all your money from the shop is going to something else, then it's hard to keep the inventory like solid and always keep your racks full, right? So we did fill in a lot of the racks, but we still have a whole bunch of tires on the floors. Like the 19 section, we filled up a bunch in the back. And by the way, we sold a lot already. Like we got into 500, we probably sold like 50 already, like in the last few days, or 2 days of those tires. So yeah, I just wanted to keep an update on you guys that, you know, for these videos. We close at 6 o'clock every day during the week, and by that time comes, I really gotta like get to the back with the camera and start filming real soon to get a video in, because of the sunlight. It's like really low by then, and I think they say like every minute is going down. Every day, like every minute is going less sunlight by this point of the year. And so if I don't come out soon, right when we close, to start making a video, then I don't have enough time to make a video. You know, sometimes you have extra work after, and it's like you have to knock out that work. You have to everybody wait to get out and stuff, and so I don't know how much. It's every year. You know, I've had this channel a couple of years already, but every year it's the same thing on winter time. It's like, man, it's kind of hard to film, you know. Like right now in the mornings it's cool, but a lot of times I don't wake up this early. You know, sometimes it's you just come in regular time, but today I came in like over an hour early, and I can make a video real good. So I'm trying to say is I'm probably not gonna have as much as videos to finish the season unless I figure out something with how to do it. But I never can figure it out every year. But for the mornings when I come in Sunday mornings or Thursdays when I'm closed during the week, then I can come in during the day and make a video. But sometimes I'm just so busy on Thursdays. Like I got so I'm in escrow to buy a duplex right now. It's going very good. This last Thursday went to the city and we gotta do this pre-sale certificate. So I go in and pay, and then with that we get a date of when the inspector can go to the property and look at the property and red tag everything that's wrong with it. And this is on the purchase, right? For me on the purchase side. And so pretty much with that, it says it's got to be fixed before it goes through escrow. And it took like 2 weeks to get this appointment for the inspector to come by, which is like, man, that's a long time, man. I mean, you know, but it's all right, man. Like, so they'll like come in and do like this report in 2 weeks, and then they submit it, and then the city goes through it, and then the city will give you the report back another 2 weeks. And that's when you can be like, okay, the inspection passed, or you got to fix all these things, but you cannot buy this property unless those things are fixed. And then you got to do another freaking appointment. So the guy comes back, and it's just going on and on, you know what I mean? So if you want to just make it pass, you got to buy this bond with the city, and the bond allows you to buy the property as is, but it's gonna cost you money. And it's all about the money, you know what I mean? That's what the city wants, that money. So, but they give you X amount of time to fix these problems, and if you do, then you have this pre-sale certificate completed, and once that's completed, then if you're gonna sell it, let's just say if I put it back to for sale, if I'm going to sell it, then that means it's cleared for the next buyer, that they don't gotta do that. I guess again, I think it's good for like a couple months, so it's good. It's clear. It's good. But the cool thing is that once that thing is cleared, if you were able to go, if you're gonna sell it right away again, then that thing is like gold. That property is like gold, because you have like, in that city, you have like, let's say out of 10 properties that are for sale on the market, you got like 1, maybe 2 that already has that pre-sale certificate already completed. And which means if you have like 10 buyers and these properties are not done, they're like as is, they're just not gonna buy these properties. Most people are not like me, where I don't give a fuck how the condition is. I want that property because I see so much potential, so much value in it. I'm down. No, these people want properties that are fully done. They just want to go in, walk in, bring their stuff, and live. And so these people are gonna go after the properties that have that pre-sale certificate done. And so that makes it very valuable, very, very valuable. We're 1 out of 10 properties in the whole city. Imagine how small that inventory is, which makes it very, very valuable for people. So it's desirability is what gives it, right? So it's not that it brings up the value. It brings up the value overall in the whole city, these properties, but it brings in desirability of how many people really want that property, right? And unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna flip this property. I can, but I don't think I am. So that is not really gonna be a good thing for my property at the very end, because it's just like, okay, it's not for sale. Like, I have the pre-sale certificate passed, but it's not for sale. All it's gonna give me is that my property is good with the city. That's all it's gonna give me. So, because I'm planning to hold this property and do Section 8 and get very high rents. The city, I mean, that area of the city, Section 8 pays a lot. So that's my plan with that property. But anyways, that's what I was doing on Thursday. And then after that, I go meet and eat with my friends after the city. And we just talk real estate, and learn some new things. You know, I always invite, like, I call him one of my mentors. So I invite him, and we just listen to this guy. He likes to talk, so we'll just stay quiet and listen and ask questions. And so just sharpen our game, get better. And I'll just share with you with one thing that I learned for this Thursday is that you know, that diner, is that with the 1031 exchange, that money can also be used for closing costs. That money can also be used for closing costs. So you don't have to work hard and come up with another, let's say, 60,000 for closing costs only, whatever it costs. That money can come out of your 1031 exchange. And when I heard that, I was like, oh man, my life is gonna be so much easier next time around when it comes to the 1031 exchange. Because every time I'm like hustling hard, selling tires, and trying to come up with money to buy that next property, and then I get a much bigger property. And then and so, like, it's gonna be much easier, pretty much, which is awesome. I mean, it's just, and that was like something I probably should have known already, because I probably did it, but I just didn't pay attention in the past with my 1031 exchanges. But yeah, that's a big, like, wow, that's a lot of money I don't gotta work for. And it's really important at this stage in my game, where it's like, man, we're just like scraping anything where we get thousands here, thousands there to pay for these fucking closing costs. Where I don't gotta do that. You can use that money for something else, for rehabs, you know? Talking about rehabs, I just finished 4 rehabs in 18 days. That was like, man, like massive, like working very, very hard. Probably since last time I made a video. I don't know. It started in September 30, where I got 3 people out on one property, and then like 2 days later, another one came out on another property, so I had 4 vacant. But right away, that same day, on the 30th, my crew goes in and starts ripping out carpet, starts, you know, cleaning, taking out all this freaking trash. These, you know, when the tenants leave, they leave a bunch of shit, right? So taking it to the dump and all that. And then, anyways, one gets done, then the next one gets done, then the next one gets done. And then yesterday, the last one got done, except for, I just came up with this after. Like, it got done, and I said, hey, I want a swamp cooler in it. So then they went yesterday, they buy the swamp cooler, and they probably installed it yesterday, or probably gonna install it today. Most likely today. And then it's gonna be 100% done. So in 18 days, the rehab really got done with to the legal standards, right? And I'm just adding swamp cooler just because it's gonna bring desirability to whoever's gonna rent the place. So that's why I wanted to get done this weekend, because on Monday I'm having a outside property manager come to my property and take pictures and post them online for rent. And from there, you know, that property manager, expert in that market, do their job to get these tenants that are gonna be in my place. And that was really hard, by the way. That we did 4 rehabs in one, like pretty much like I don't know, a week and a half, right? That costs a lot of money. You know, he's dishing out money. I'm like working hard. But again, that's like the end of the choking grow right there. You know, that's it. Like now, pretty much picture like all my units that I have are just like all like ready to be rented out or rented out, and I don't gotta do any more improvements to the property for a long time. Only you know it's expenses like regular expenses, like, oh yeah, this toilet got clogged, or a light went out or something, you know what I mean? Like some small things like that, like, but not like, hey, we gotta do everything in this one unit, right? And so finally get to rest from the choking grow, and which means it's gonna be very nice for the tire shop, where I can buy even more inventory, more tires, new and used. And it's gonna be super easy, like super simple, like to do that when no one's when nothing's holding you back, right? And yeah, so that's what I've been working a lot in real estate recently. I've been putting a lot of work. I go to the meetups. I went to the meetup on Thursday, and I you know, being there with my peers, I call them my peers, where it's nurture a relationship, or nurture, in my case, nurture relationships, because I see them there, and it's just awesome, like learning things. And people always learn from me too, like on this week coming up, I got like I got my meetup coming up on this Thursday. So and then I got 2 other meets with people that want to pretty much pick my brain, which I'm happy to do, because that's what I'm still doing that, right? I'm still picking other people's brains too. So I just pass it forward. I see people that are really cool, that need help, and they ask for my help, and they just call me, or like, let's meet at a restaurant, whatever. And me also, like, when I have free time, I reach out, or sometimes people reach me out to me, again, with my peers, where things they're going through, and then I say, oh yeah, this, that, or when I'm going through, and then they say, oh yeah, this, and this, and that. Well, we're constantly learning, and by the way, they also bring value where they have deal flow. They'll like share their deals with me. I don't have much deals to share with people, because I'm really busy at the shop. I don't have time to look and stuff like that. But I mean, whatever little I have, I'll share it to my friends too. Where potentially another deal could come out from there, or I can share with somebody that needs a deal, and at the same time, if they purchase, then that helps them out too over here on their end. But it's very it's something that's always required, like all the time, like be talking to people in the business, whether you're giving or receiving information, good information, It's an all day, all the time. So time goes by, and now I have like so many people in my network, a lot of people. When it comes to real estate, with tires, of course, tire shop business, you know, it's my whole life here, right? But when it comes to the real estate game, it's a little bit more different. It's more like it's more needed like than the tire shop business networking. So if you network in the tire shop business, you'll get, oh yeah, like you need some tires in this size, you don't have them, but your buddy does. You'll go buy them from your buddy, and then you sell them at your shop, make a little bit of money, right? Same thing backwards. If you have them, they need them, you help them out, and then they go sell, they make some money, right? So that's what you get. That's like the most one of the biggest cost benefits you get from networking in the tire shop business that you're gonna get. You're gonna have access to that, right? So, and it happens, you know, pretty consistently and stuff like that. But with real estate, and by the way, if you don't do that, you don't need to do that, by the way. In the tire shop business, if you don't have a few buddies like that, then it's fine. Nothing big is gonna come from it, or nothing big is gonna hurt you from it. All it is gonna help you. It's gonna help you a little bit. It's gonna help them a little bit, right? Which is even better, by the way, right? It's cool. It's cool for the customer. It's cool for your pocket. It's cool for their pocket, right? But in real estate, it's kind of like it depends a lot more in the business. You depend a lot more on that, because that's where you're gonna get education on things. You're gonna know about things that you didn't know were possible. You know, like because of these loans, you can get these properties. Just an example. And so you talk to these, you know, investors that already done those transactions, and you're like gonna be like, fuck, you mean instead of buying this $400,000 property, I could have bought like $1 million property. You know what I mean? Just an example, something like that. And or damn, instead of buying this place like 2 hours from here, I could have bought a property like more closer over here with the same amount of money. You know, just an example, like things like that. And because of these loans, I mean, there's a lot of examples I could use with the real estate industry. How much dependent networking is, and how far you're gonna get with the real estate business. But just know that you need a lot of that if you want to be in the industry. You need and by the way, it's awesome. It's fun. By the way, it's awesome. You go to, you know, whatever restaurant, just meet with some people and share ideas, share your knowledge, learn from their the things they know, and see how far you can go from it with it. Because again, like meeting people, like you can get it. Like myself, I got my biggest and best deal from somebody I met at a real estate meetup, and it wasn't because intentionally, hey, I gotta meet these people to see if I can get a deal. That's gonna come from it. It's more like, hey, I'm gonna make some friends, and then these friends are gonna be real close to me now, because if you meet with just like anybody, like, and you're like, oh yeah, like see, let's see what we can do, like let's make some business, and it just like becomes like transactional, right? Like it's just another person. But if you really do like feel like, oh, this was really cool, this person's really cool, like he's gonna be my friend, like because he's really cool, I like this guy, like, oh yeah, like he likes the Lakers, and he loves I don't know, whatever, he loves the Camaros, the LSX, right? The LSX motors, and you're like, oh yeah, we get along real good. We're talking cars, or we're talking Lakers, you know. Hey man, you see LeBron, man, you got even better this year, right? Oh no, man, LeBron James, oh no, he's not good. You know, we just talk, but it's fun, and then from there, that's where now you have a bond, like a real strong bond. And now when they have something they want to share with you, you know, And same thing, like you have something over here you come across, and like, hey, dude, this is a freaking badass deal. Check it out. I'm not in a position by now to buy it right now, but maybe you're interested, you know. And that's how it works, and that's exactly how you're gonna be going. You can be able to go real far with real estate. And by the way, once you get to that point of being like that, you just keep the relationship going. Because if you don't put any effort and like try to reach out, you know, maybe he doesn't either or she doesn't either, and then it's just like, and then the connection is just like lost with time. And it was already hard to get to that point to like have this this bond, but it ain't that hard to keep it going. So you keep doing that, you have a whole bunch of network, big throughout the years. You just build a huge, massive network, and then that's what. And then from the real estate, your real estate game is just like, it just comes. It just grows and grows and grows. Like for me, like, you know, how to negotiate a little better, because I learned it from this, you know, or not even get to that point because it's way too far in the price, you know. This is much better. This starting point, and I can negotiate down with this other property instead. Or look at how much freaking potential this one has because of these reasons compared to this other one over here. You know, there's just so much that goes into it that's like, man, if I wouldn't have met with that person that one day, I wouldn't have known this, and I wouldn't be here because of that. Or I would have done that differently, man, I would have messed up big time. You know, like it's huge. So, you know, networking, it's something that is real. You know, it's, although there's nothing like you can see, like this tire right here, you can't see it, but it's real. It's like I don't know. I'm not into the religious stuff, but it's kind of like God, right? Like I'm not saying it's like that, but I'm just saying it's like something like that. It's something that's there, but it doesn't. You can't really see it physically, right? And it does really, really good wonders for you, your business, and and guess who benefits from it, right? Your family, right? Your family, your family, your bank account benefits from it because oh yeah, look at land, like, well, guess what? If you were to refi because of these reasons, oh, by the way, it's not gonna come out of your pocket, then this is how much money you can pull out and have in your bank account. Oh, and by the way, all the debt is still being paid off by your property, by your tenants. So do you want X amount of money in your pocket compared to no? When then all you gotta do is just refi, just an example. That's huge. Like that's like massive. That's like a refinance can be like life-changing, just so you know. Like that can be the difference between like, man, like freaking I'm broke, all my money's in real estate, and or doing it the right way. I have all this real estate, it's all positive cash flow, plus I got a lot of savings or a lot of reserves in the bank account too, where I don't gotta stress at night going to sleep very good. It's life-changing. So you just gotta learn these things with time, and why to do it, and where to do it, and what times to do it. All that stuff counts, and you learn a lot of that from other people. Yeah, you can learn it from videos and stuff, but it's harder because when you're talking to people, like it just guides you to that right direction of like, this is the way it's done. You know what I mean? This is the way it's done. Compared to like, if you see a video, you can't talk, you can't call, like ask back to the questions you have. You can't ask the video. No one's gonna answer. You know what I mean? Like you have, yeah. Oh, what about this? Oh, how does that work? Oh, hold on. I don't even get it. I don't even get it. Can you start from the beginning? I've gone like that too. Like even though with my experience, like, man, what are you talking about, man? Like, hold on, you know. But yeah, it's massive. It's really, really. You have to put an effort to go and meet with people, and you have to put an effort to go to meetups and meet these people, and you gotta be, you know. And when people reach out too, return the favor. You know, you're not returning the favor to the same people to like that helped you out, but But the way you can pay them back is if you go and you teach that information to somebody else and that other person benefits. If you're talking to the right people, that's the way they think, and that's the type of people I hang around with. The right people with the right mindset. That mindset of is like everything's infinity. Like you can make all the money you want, and then that person can make all the money they want, and then that person can make all the money they want. And that's the people I hang around with that think like that, So it's just never ending. It's like you just keep going and going, and kind of like the stock. It's just something that we're. It can be life changing. Again, it can be life changing, and it did change my life. By the way, it did change my life. The way I started was I started learning real estate by YouTube videos. Well, my dad taught me things, but once I learned everything my dad taught me, then it's like, okay, now I go to YouTube videos and then start hearing these bigger pocket stories, right? The interviews. And then once I wanted more, then I started going to my local REI meetup, my local real estate investing meetups. And then from there is really where I took off. And by the way, I started doing my own deals and learned a lot. I probably learned the most from my own deals, but to how do you say it? To see if I was doing it right, to confirm what I was doing was right or wrong, I talked to more experienced investors, and I told them what I would do, and then they'll give me feedback about, oh, this is the way you do it, or you don't do it that way, or this is, you would have saved a lot of money if you did it this way. Just an example, like, oh yeah, like if you would have put carpets in the rooms instead of putting like the flooring, because sometimes you gotta do a lot of flooring in these units. If you didn't go all the way into the rooms, because the material of the flooring is more expensive and the labor of the flooring is more expensive, you would have saved like probably half, depends how big the unit is, of your cost on flooring if you put carpets instead in the rooms compared to, like I never liked carpets in the past, but if it's gonna save you that much money, put carpets in that shit, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, that's way too much money to be spending on flooring. But you learn this with time, you talking to people and stuff like that, or doing it yourself. But it's very, very, very important. Continue your education. With real estate investing, it's a lot about education. It has to do some things with money, but if you don't do the right things with the money, well, you're gonna be like just stuck on one property when you could have got like 3. Just an example. So education is very, very massive when it comes to investing in real estate. I always say that to everybody I meet. Like, man, if you gotta learn these things before you do some action to save you a lot of money, to save you a lot of headaches, and it just takes you talking to people, seeing some videos, seeing some presentations at the meetups. You gotta get out and use your time to go learn these things. You gotta spend your time learning these things. You can't just always be in the living room watching videos. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna take like way forever, man. It's gonna take forever. Even though you're learning a lot, like here and there, but you really gotta go out and talk to people. You gotta go out and see these units. You gotta go out and, hey, can you take me to your property? Let me check it out, please. And ask questions there. Oh, what is that? Oh, what? That's how water meter looks like? That's how electrical meter looks like? Whatever, like, oh, you gotta put some hardy back on the floor if it's wood. If you're gonna put tile on top. If it was just straight cement, then you can put the tile on top. You know what I mean? Like, or else if you don't do it like that way, the tile's gonna crack because it moves. Whoa, I didn't know that. That there's just so much that can come from all of it, from the meetups, meeting these people, and it's gonna take you very, very far. So if you're a retired guy trying to get into the real estate business, just that's probably gonna be my number one tip. is like meet these people, find these people, network with these people. But the easiest place to find these people is at the real estate meetups. Because if you go to these real estate meetups, you're gonna be able to meet other cool people. Because the thing is, like, the people that go to real estate meetups, most of them are people that are very experienced, want to share. Nice people want to like have that mindset of giving. And also like the people that are going. I mean, if you're new, right? If you're this time, if you're new, like there are these people that are hungry to learn, and they have like the right attitude, and like, hey, like I'm never gonna like treat you bad, say anything bad, do you bad in any way. I want to be a good like student, let's just say, right? Like, so you have this combination of a good like student with like a good mentor, and then that's what they connect. And now you see the student like growing, like going up. And that's exactly what happened to me. The first time I went to a meetup, I didn't even know these things existed. And I told the main guy up there, his name is Bill Tan, he's still around. I told the guy, I was like, hey dude, I didn't know these things existed. From here on, I'm gonna be coming probably to these meetups for the rest of my life, probably, or for the rest of my investing life, Let's call it my rest of my investing life. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. Go ahead and do it. Pretty much like, we'll see, right? And it's been already like 7-8 years that I have done that. I am doing what I said I was gonna do. And I'm still very excited about these meetups, by the way. The day I freaking met, I went into my first meetup, is the same way I'm still excited till this day about real estate meetups. There's just so much valuable. There's just so much value that comes from them. There's just so much, so much that's gonna help you in your life, pretty much. And if you want to come into this business, you want to be a real estate investor, because there's no right or wrong way of doing things. There's just so many ways of doing things, and you're gonna ask like any investor, and they're all gonna tell you something different. But that doesn't mean they're all wrong. They could be all right, all of them. Every single one of those people can be telling you the right things and get you the right result. It's just that they all did it differently. Just an example. And so yeah, it's your job to be like not confused and why does it work like that? Why does that strategy work like that? Or why does that strategy work? Like, is he telling me that he's gonna tell me the truth or not? He's just lying to me, right? Like, and but yeah. Well, anyways, hope you liked this video. This was dedicated to the people that are in the tire shop business that want to be real estate investors in the future. And they can start now, by the way. You don't have to wait to have money and then go to these meetups. You can start going to these meetups now. These meetups cost like $20-$25 on average to get in the door for like 4 or 5 hours of being in there. And it's not a lot of money for the amount of knowledge, information, wisdom you're gonna get from it. It's like tenfold. Like you paid that much, but you got in like way much out of it, like too much out of it. Now, if it were expensive, it would be a different story, right? Like if it was like hundreds of dollars to go to these things, then it'll be like, wait, that's way too much. It's not gonna be worth it, right? It's not gonna be worth it. But if you pay a little bit and you get so much out of it, oh, okay, it's worth it. Big difference. It's a huge difference. So I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you guys later. We're about to start here. So see you guys next time. Mamba out.